So since the release of the first GTA 6 trailer, it's no secret that there's going to be a romantic interest between Jason and Lucia. So in this video, we're going to explore what that may consist of, some of the troubles they may go through as a couple, and some of the dynamics that we're hoping to see based off previous GTA games and other games from Rockstar. So to start off, we need to go back to Grand Theft Auto 4. In GTA 4, we had the ability to build relationships, maintain relationships, and of course get a girlfriend. Nico was a giga chad that can date as many girls as he wanted, but that comes with the issue of maintaining those relationships. It's one thing to be able to get into a relationship, but to build, scale, and maintain that relationship is a whole different skill set within itself. And over the course of the game playing as Nico, you need to prove to your other partners within the game that you are indeed worthy of them. Another thing that we saw in GTA 4 is that these relationships were very linear. All of the girls had a set list of things that they liked and didn't like, set activities they enjoy and didn't enjoy, and if you had multiple girlfriends throughout the game, you'd have to remember what they like, don't like, and things that they want to do and of course don't want to do. And by doing repeated actions such as picking them up in the wrong sort of car, taking them to the wrong sort of location, and being too forward with your advancements, you would push them away and further damage your relationship in the game. At the time, it was quite a complex system that was introduced, but by today's standards, it's very primitive. Luckily, there are guides available online that help you maintain and build and scale and grow these relationships in GTA 4. For example, this one. In order to get the maximum success out of a date, therefore, you should refer to all the initial opinions of all the activities listed in the table below. Believe it or not, this isn't Andrew Tate's website. This is the GTA 4 forum site. It's linked down below if you want to learn more. Now this brings us to GTA 5. Now in GTA 5, Rockstar took a way more relaxed approach to relationships. Relationships weren't part of the mechanics of the game. They weren't required for gameplay in any way, shape or form. And relationships aren't something that are intentionally introduced to us as players. So in GTA 5, there aren't the same relationship dynamics that we see in GTA 4. Michael's got a bad back, Franklin's got a
yee ass haircut,
and Trevor claps meth head cheeks. As far as romance options go, we are limited to Vanilla Unicorn, which of course is the best way to meet women of a certain level of class. Only 4 of the women in the club are up for romance: Infernus, Juliet, Nikki, and Sapphire, whilst these other ones aren't. Overall, there are no rewards for these relationships other than 100% completion. In GTA 5, we're not incentivized to continue, maintain, and grow and scale relationships the same way we are in GTA 4. Now, of course, this brings us to GTA 6. Now, when talking about GTA 6, we do also have to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, because they are very similar in the stylistic approach to building relationships with the people around you. So in Red Dead Redemption 2, we were able to build relationships with the people in our camp, but also how we responded to people around us, the way we introduced ourselves, the way we antagonized people, the way we scolded people. They all work together to build a rating for your character, which determines how other people see you. Now, of course, this is reflected in the camp, the way the people that are close to you see you, but also the way the general public see you. I think it's extremely likely in GTA 6 this will be carried over. I think it's fair to say we're going to have an interaction menu, so we can introduce ourselves politely, or we can scold people, or we can be negative, we can be positive. I feel like we're going to have many different dynamic options the way we interact with the world around us. And in GTA 6, it looks like this relationship model is going to be expanded upon. Of course, we have that dynamic relationship between Jason and Lucia. From everything we've seen so far and everything we've heard, it looks like a Bonnie and Clyde inspired love story. Now, before we talk in particular about Jason and Lucia, let's just talk about them individually. If we take the same model that Red Dead Redemption 2 has, which is where you can introduce yourself and interact with the world around you, surely Jason and Lucia will build up their own karma with the people around them, and people will respond to them depending maybe how wanted they are, how they treat other people around them, what decisions they make within the game as you play through the story mode. Now, what would be very interesting to see is how you respond to people around you. Does that affect how your partner sees you in the game? For example, if Jason flirts with other women in the game, will that cause Lucia to act negatively towards him? Will that cause her to get mad at him? Will that cause fights and turmoil between you and Lucia? And this could work the other way around as well. So for example, say if you're playing as Jason or Lucia, doesn't matter who, and you're driving through the map and you decide to pick up a lady of the night, does that affect how the other character treats you? Now, this nicely brings us on to Jason and Lucia and their relationship together. In the past, relationships in GTA games have been very linear. In GTA 5, we did see a little bit of turmoil between Trevor and Michael, because of course there was some negative history there. But in GTA 4, the relationships are very linear, as we discussed earlier. There was a set list of likes and dislikes that each individual dating character had, and to get 100% completion, it was the case of following a list that's published online. With how advanced technology is now, and especially from some of the stuff we've seen in Red Dead Redemption 2, I think it's very fair to assume that the relationship dynamics between Jason and Lucia will be a lot more complicated than we've seen in previous Grand Theft Auto games. Now, of course, this is all theories and speculation based on the information that we have available to us at the moment, but I'm hoping that Rockstar can really pull off a realistic dynamic between Jason and Lucia. Relationships aren't plain sailing. They require work, this isn't a relationship advice video, bear that in mind, but relationships do require work. There are going to be times where Jason and Lucia will fall out, and if Rockstar don't represent that in the game, it's not very realistic. So I think it's very fair to assume that Rockstar will implement a formal system where the relationship between Jason and Lucia could be on the rocks or could be at turmoil during some point of gameplay. Now, I think this is a fair assumption to make based on the information we have available, but I'm very interested to see how this is implemented and how this affects the playability of the story. Does Jason and Lucia falling out have a big part to do with how maybe the game ends? You can fill in the blanks there. And of course, we know the real Bonnie and Clyde story, how that ended. Will the relationship breakdown of Jason and Lucia potentially cause some different endings? Maybe this could include things like one of them dying, them both dying, one of them unaliving the other. I feel like Rockstar's now at a point where they can introduce these relationship complexities, and this will make the story feel way more dynamic and interesting. But also, this is a great way for Rockstar to play off our emotions. As we are going to be playing Jason and Lucia, we will have to make decisions that may negatively affect our favourite character in the game. And this is something that Rockstar dabbled with in GTA 5 with those 3 endings. I remember playing GTA 5 and seeing those options appear at the end of the game for different ways to end the game, and I felt really weird about it at the time. I was like, oh, okay, this is the twist in the story. And I feel like where Rockstar are today, they have the option to make that final decision that we may have to make in the game feel way more turbulent, especially if, for example, we get a longer story than we did in GTA 5 and we're having to make a complex decision based on the relationship we've built up with these characters as we've played through the story. Because at the end of the day, what actually defines a good story mode in a game is how you feel when you finish it. Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel like you've built up a relationship with these characters? And do you feel like there's a story yet to be told? So overall, I'm extremely excited to see how Rockstar will implement relationship dynamics in GTA 6, and of course, I hope you all are too. Now, this video isn't sponsored, but I would like to say if you would take a couple of seconds to consider subscribing, maybe joining the Discord or following my Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff, it's all down below. It's massively appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and a massive thank you to all my channel members up here. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.